Welcome! E aí, galera, beleza? Bem-vindo à nossa comunidade.
Welcome to our community.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is OGC here. Today we have a awesome video coming at you. There is a brand new artifact in the game. It is called the Ring of Ragnir. So before we jump into this, please take a moment to scroll down, smash that thumbs up button, hit subscribe if you have not subscribed already for more awesome content. So the Ring of Ragnir is out. It is only available on the continent of Drake. You cannot get this item until you have the entire map opened. So you have to be on Drake and you have to have access to the Dragonair portion of the map. It's kind of like the Imperium, it's the direct center of the map. Once that opens up, then you'll get everything in order to get this artifact. So there are 5 locations where you get the 5 legendary scales in order to get this artifact. One is near this city. This is Northram. By the way, I'm going to butcher all these names. The second is near Pantheos. And the third is near Dominos. We're going to call that Dominos. The last is in Dragonair, and there's actually two. Let's do that right. 2 in Dragonair. So to go through all of this, luckily, I have a wonderful video. You can see the 2 dragons in Dragonair. So we're going to go kill both of them and get the scales. So they're just normal mini boss fights you can go through. I think the only important things to take away from this is upon completion, you will actually get a lot of EXP. And probably a pro tip, as you kill these dragons, pick up all of the scales. Don't leave them there and say, hey, I'm going to come back to this later. Pick them up, because chances are you're going to forget which scale you forgot. You're going to waste 10 minutes running around the map with a chicken with its head cut off, your heart pumping full of adrenaline because you want to make this brand new artifact, but you can't find that one missing scale. Just pick them up as you clear out the 5 legendary dragons. So we go and we kill the second dragon. So remember, guys, 3 of the scales are located outside in the inner circle on Drake. The last 2 scales are in Dragonair. So the 5 scales are only available on Drake. You need all 5 scales. So what happens is you go, you kill the dragons, and then you pick up the scales. Upon getting all of the scales, all you need to do is go into your inventory, click on one, and hit craft. As long as you have all 5 in your inventory, and you will get the artifact. Now, what is the artifact and what does the artifact do? Great questions. So let's jump into this artifact. We're going to cover what this artifact does, the material needed, and what heroes it benefits, along with seeing what it looks like in actual gameplay. So if we go check out the Ring of Ragnir, at 1 star, what it allows us to do is, after 20 seconds in a battle, it summons a spirit of the Dragon King to cast the Fire Dragon specialty, Conflammation, then Hailstorm, which is the Zool Dragon specialty, Tranquility, which is the Green Dragon specialty. Now, it's important to note that the spell strength scales with the hero attack and artifact level. So the hero that you put this on, the attack does matter for the strength. When you get this to 2 stars, it pretty much makes those spells that it casts, those 3, the Hailstorm, the Raining Fiery Comets, and the Heal through Tranquility, it makes them stronger or increases the area. This is where it gets interesting. At 3 stars, now this mini dragon that you summon, which the Dragon King Spirit is actually a mini dragon, is pretty cute, I'm not going to lie. It will also cast Gravitational Surge, which is from the Onyx Dragon, which is literally a black hole, and Lightning Rod, which is from the Topaz Dragon. It deals percent max health damage to enemies. And of course, the spell damage scales with the hero attack and artifact level. At 4 stars, it pretty much increases the number of lightning bolts and also the duration of the black hole. At 5 stars, it allows the mini dragon, or the dragon spirit, whatever you want to call it, to come back for a second time and cast all of those spells again. huge. So that means you can get 2 extra black holes or 2 extra tranquilities or 2 extra hailstorms in your battle. Pretty cool stuff. So let's see how we enchant this. Wow, what? We can do this through the free to play material, so we don't have to spend any money on this? Thank you, Lilith. So on a serious note, you can get this and level it up through using the free to play material. A couple things I want to point out at this stage is the stats that it gives is magic and command. So that's important to note is magic and command. We'll come back to that when we look at heroes to equip this on. And second is it does give bonuses and you can level it up through the free to play material. My personal thoughts, feel free to do whatever you want. This is opinion piece. My opinion is if you are just starting out or if you're on a newer server and you don't have your free to play artifacts fully maxed out, say you're getting ready to go to Drake or you just got to Drake and you're on server like 2000 or something and you don't have everything perfectly maxed out, I would leave the Ring of Ragnir at 3 stars. I think 3 stars is plenty good for this. You'll get the black hole. That's the biggest thing out of this. You'll get the black hole. I think personally, granted, the time of recording this just came out, so things might change in the future. But I think personally, having a 5-star edge is much more important to focus on if you don't have that maxed out yet, and also a 5-star staple. These 2 artifacts are way more important to focus on, in my humble opinion, than the new Ring of Ragnir. Again, you can bring the Ring of Ragnir up to 3 stars. That's totally fine. If your staple and your edge are not 5 stars, then get them to 5-star before bringing the Ring of Ragnir past 3 stars. Does that make sense? So Ring of Ragnir to 3 stars. Make sure you max out your edge and your staple before going further with any other free-to-play artifacts. The staple and edge are so powerful. So that's out there for the newer players. Hopefully that helps you out when it comes to prioritizing things. Now, I really like this artifact because it's passive. You don't have to do anything. You can just equip it and it works. So let's go see this thing in action. So for this, it is actually placed on my Grims. I only put it on just to see what it looked like in the battle and kind of have a video so you guys can see what it looks like. This isn't a siege tutorial or anything like that. It's just there so you guys can see what it looks like. So once the timer gets to 1 minute and 10 seconds, it will summon the mini dragon or the spirit. My Cleo already did black hole, by the way. And this is a defended guard tower for the record. Alright, so we get the dragon. The first thing it does is cast this black hole. So boom, just like that, we just got a second black hole. It did the hailstorm. Now it just did the lightning bolts and tranquility. So you can see it casts all of its abilities now. Now it will disappear. And if I had this at 5 stars, it would come back a second time, but I don't. When it comes back the second time, I am assuming it goes through those same spell orders, and instead of having 1 extra black hole, you now have 2 extra black holes. So it's a pretty cool artifact. When it comes to equipping the artifact onto a hero and selecting your hero, I don't think that there's a bad choice for this. I think that there are different preferences. So I would break it down into 2 categories. Category number 1, you're going to focus on a hero with really high attack. That way the spell damage from the summoned dragon scales as high as possible. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is you utilize the magic and command stats of the artifact and put it on a hero that will benefit from the magic and command stats. Or option number 3, and this one's really good if you're Sylph, is you combine 1 and 2 and you put it onto a really high attack hero that then benefits from command and or magic. So my first go-to pick for option number 1, putting it on a hero with really high attack, I have to say hands down it's got to be Sprig. Mine's still on Grimm's, so I'm just roll with me on this, all right? I would pick Sprig if I was going for really high attack damage, because every melee hero that I would place, such as Belrog, Bane, Virion, even Rufio, have better artifacts out there for them, and they're going to live longer. Those better artifacts look like the Edge, it looks like the Hellguard, it looks like the Mane, it looks like the 2-star Solanchas, etc. Leo's Pride. I think that having this on Sprig really helps out because Sprig doesn't really have an artifact to go with him. Jax and Mako have artifacts that go with them. You have the Blood Moth for Jax and you have the Staple for Mako. So I don't see it going anywhere else for high attack if that's your goal. Now, where this is a double whammy is if you happen to play Sylph and you use archers, you can put this onto Sprig. He will benefit from having the high attack to scale with the Ring of Ragnir, the new artifact, and he will also be able to benefit through the Bow Mastery, because Bow Mastery gets boosted through Sprig's command. So remember, the Ring of Ragnir gives magic and command. So for Sprig, for Sylph, if you're using archers, this is a no-brainer. Put it on Sprig. He will. It's a double whammy. It is the perfect artifact for Sprig in that situation. Option number 2, you can choose to put it on a hero that will benefit from the stats and the stats alone, and you're just going to concede scaling that magic damage. Those heroes, if you're Lich, it might look like Rose. She has magic and command. Her attack's not great, but it's not horrible. So those stats, the command for the Spider Mastery and the magic for Rose's damage, would help her out. The other thing that you can do is, if you're human and you don't have a high justice artifact, you could then supplement the extra command onto Avalon. Because remember, the masteries in everything get benefited from command. If all else fails, you could ultimately put it on Elena, because magic resist helps out every single race out there. You can't go wrong with it, and command further increases magic resist. So when you decide what hero to put this on, there is no right answer. There's not one size fits all. It's not like a staple and it has to go on Mako or anything like that. You have options for it, but you can either choose to go with the scaling damage and effects of the artifact, or to benefit your hero's stats, or if you're Sylph, then you have Sprig, and that hits both of them perfectly. So we'll take one last look at the artifact. This is a free-to-play artifact, and if you guys found anything in here useful or informative, or hey, I can't wait to go to Drake so I can get this artifact and then be stuck in a realm lock where I can't transfer in or out for 2 months, and I hope that I answered the right house, then please smash that thumbs up button. It really helps out this channel. Subscribe if you have not subscribed for more amazing content. And until next time, guys, stay safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.